For the fan of heart, that's for sure.
Probably. Alright, we should be live, everybody. Trying to make sure we are live, because sometimes it doesn't like to go live. Yep. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here on the Revved Up Podcast, episode number 5. So tonight, we are going to talk about free agency, what happened, what the rules are. I guess it wasn't very clear for everybody yesterday, but it's all good in the hood. Joining with me on is obviously, you can see, Weston Grant is here, Grant Racer,
Hi, what's up, everybody?
and then the one, the only, the baby face, Charlie Irwin, aka Dash for Cass.
Hello, everybody. Can't see me right now. You'll see me in a little bit.
Yep, see him in a little bit. So the big thing that we're gonna talk about right now is the big, like, I don't know what the announcement, I guess, is the best way to put it. Dash, what do you think? Is that the right terminology here?
Um, Probably. I think it's probably like a better way to put it would be like I don't know, maybe a bit like like the new system that we're going to be going off of, but it is an announcement, I think.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. That is kind of like an announcement slash a um system, pretty much.
Yep.
Um, Go ahead, Dash.
Very good. It's yeah, it's just a new system we're going off of, and it's actually going to be really helpful for us. So looking forward to getting into it.
Absolutely, I agree with that. So we're incorporating a super license system, basically, here in the WRL. We have 6 different classes. There's E, D, C, B, A, and S for your 6 classes. E being our entry license. Basically, you're new to the league, you get that, and it kind of just helps. It Your license will kind of be like your seniority, almost, of what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do in the WRL, and it also shows um where you stand within the league, of what other people see you, how the admins portray you, and how you are on and off the track. Um, so I think it's gonna be a lot of really cool. So like we said, E is more of your entry. I am gonna pull it up on here so I can read it.
Awesome.
Put that there. Da, 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 da. Of course, I need to type, and I don't want to. What is it showing you? We'll go back to that. No, we'll go back to that, so you guys can see us, and then I will do a little bit of typing. Okay. WR rulebook. Alrighty. I hate this new update for Windows. It is not my friend. Hall of Fame, the reinstatement clause, section 11. So if anybody at home watching the stream wants to follow along what I'm reading, we are in section number 11 of the WRL rulebook. The link is in the driver message board for everybody to read. I'm going to be reading straight from there, then I'm going to be explaining. I do have the chat up on my phone beside me, so if you guys have to ask any questions, please feel free to ask in chat, and then we're going to keep on going from there. So, Section 11, the Super License. Our Super License system was created to help place drivers in the correct series and help keep competition high and the racing clean. There are 6 classes a driver could be awarded. They are S, A, B, C, D, and F. Each class allows the driver to do more within our league. They are broken down as the follow. 11.1, the license breakdown. Class S. This license is awarded to drivers to show the greatest amount of respect on and off the track. This license allows drivers to compete and start teams in all series across the whole WRL. S-Class is the highest. It is the highest regarded. It is probably the second highest award or honor that we can give a driver in the WRL. Obviously, the first being the Hall of Fame, which we just had. So congrats again to our 3 Hall of Fame drivers that got in this year. Keith, Grant, and Matthew Parkhurst. So, Class A. This license is awarded to drivers that show excellent racecraft and speed. The driver is also trusted by admins to help run different series. So, like with this would be like basically pretty self-explanatory, honestly. You just, it shows you guys what you guys are allowed not to do. It really, 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 you guys are really, really good if you have an A-class license. You're really trusted. You're really clean, really fast. Your B class, the license is awarded to the driver that shows a lot of potential. This driver can start to compete in the upper series, meaning like our F1, our Cup Series, iRacing when we get into that. There's a lot of things that can entail. Class C, at this license, drivers are allowed to start owning teams. So that's a big thing. With that, being a team owner, it used to be you were completed 1 full season and you had admin approval. This, once you get that C class license, all you got to do, hey admin, want to own a team? Okay, cool. We'll get you figured out. Then we go to Class D. Class D, this license is awarded after the driver finishes their first season with us. The Class D license is very very special. The admins discussed that this license can be kind of skipped because when you look at the majority of what we have is a lot of NASCAR drivers that come in and race NASCAR with us. Start off an entry now and you work your way up. As we saw with Conky and Mojo, they went directly from entry to the Busch Series. So, meaning they skipped the D-Class license altogether. And I don't remember what a license we awarded them right off the bat. For anyone watching the Penguins game, or not watching the Penguins game, the Pens are up 4-0 over Detroit. So, let's go Penguins. Anyway.
Go Black.
Yeah.
Go Stars.
So yeah, the D-Class license, it is very special. It's kind of like a special case. Some drivers are just giving that right after entry, saying, hey, they've been here for a season, that's what they can do. We're going to start moving them up through the ranks. And then, or a Class E. This is our entry-level license. All new drivers must start with this class, and we keep this license until the end of the first season they compete in. So, like, we'll get into the series later on down the line, but that's the 6 licenses. You can be oh, excuse me, everybody. Sorry. Yeah. So it can be, you can move between the different licenses that way. Those are our 6. So 11.2, promotion of a license. To get promoted, a driver must request a promotion test. A promotion test is a race with 3 or more admins excluding an owner. Owner being like owner of the league, either myself or Taylor Marcella. The admins will race alongside and evaluate the driver in how they race around others. A driver must have the majority of the present admins accepting that they're going to pass on. If they have that, then it will be sent to an owner of the league for their approval. If both are approved, then it will be announced that this driver has been moved up. Then some licenses can be skipped depending on admin approval, meaning what was like Conky and Mojo, where they went from E straight to I think it was C or B we put them at. I think it was C. So they went straight to C. So, now demotion of a license. In order to get demoted, a driver will have to be awarded a certain amount of points pertaining to their license in a calendar year. The points will be subtracted off at the end of the month. these points will stack if the driver loses a license. So, what that means is that you will carry a point. Let's say I get an L2 penalty. That's 2 points against my license. So, I will carry, and say I get it in January 2nd. January 2nd, I will carry that for a whole calendar year, and then at the end of that month, that's when it gets subtracted off. So at the end of January in 2024, those 2 points will come off of my license within the league. So if you have a Class S, you can have up to 4 points before, once you hit that 5-point mark, that's when you lose your license. Then 7 points, then 10 points, 12, and 14 the whole way down. So again, you can have up to 4 points in Class S, up to 7 points in Class A, 10 points in Class B, 12 points in Class C, and 14 points in Class D. Now, again, they can stack. So, if I have an S-Class license and I get, by July, if I have 7 points throughout the whole league, I lose my S-Class license, and I'm about to lose an A-Class license. If that makes sense. Now, the other cool thing about this is now how we have the issue of somebody is suspended in one series but not suspended in another. This is the way we're going to penalize you, because if you lose your license, you can no longer compete. If you were in Cup and you lose your B license, because in the next section we'll explain the licenses breakdown. Say you're in Cup and you lose your B license, you drop down to C, you can no longer compete in Cup. You have to drop down to Bush to compete at the next level. So that's the penalty for this. Now, I do encourage everybody to go look. at the driver lineup sheet. It's the driver licenses will be the first tab. Everybody go look at it, because it's going to really impact the signings of the free agency, which we're going to talk about after all of this. So it's really, really, really super important for everybody to go look at your licenses, because if you don't have the proper license to compete in the series you want to compete in, then you cannot compete there, and you have to drop. And the licenses are non-negotiable. That's how all the admins feel about it, and to get promoted, you have to pass the promotion test. So, 11.4, the series rankings. So, to race in the Riders Racing Engines Cup Series, the top series in the WRL, the minimum license to race, hot seat, and reserve is a Class B. Again, it's a Class B, everybody. The World Championship Series, F1. The minimum license to race, hot seat, and reserve is an E with a probationary period. You're going to see a lot of E's with probationary periods throughout this, and that is because we don't have a lower series. Because with NASCAR, with us having 4 different series, it's tough to make sure that everyone has the proper training or proper skill to be in those. So, with the series that we only have, the areas we really have one series, we kind of can't really be picky, because we don't have the driver core for that. So, next is Gran Turismo. The minimum license to race, hot seat, and reserve is E with a probational period. Excuse me, everybody. Sorry. Next we go to the Busch Series. The minimum license to race, hot seat, and reserve, a Class C. Now, with that being a Class C, it does not mean you can't have a Class A and race Busch if it works better for your schedule. You can still do that. That's not an issue. The Super Stock Showdown Series, Triple S. Minimum license to race, hot seat, and reserve is a Class E with a probationary period. World of Outlaws. Minimum license to race, hot seat, and reserve, E with a probational period. The Fired Up Truck Series. Minimal license to race, hot seat, and reserve, D. The Outlaw Racing Series, Wreckfest, minimal license to race, hot seat reserve, E. It's Wreckfest. Wrecking is in the name, so there's really no need to have a class license to wreck someone. That's about it. The entry series, minimal license to race, that's an E. It's entry. That's what it is. It's NASCAR. That being said, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna open up the questions in the chat. I appreciate everyone coming out, watching, listening. We are just trying to do the best that we can do here to keep competition and to keep the races as clean as possible. We started the entry series about 3-4 weeks in, and it was just phenomenal. The racing after that was so much better. Less penalties were handed out. You guys have done a phenomenal job this year. After Martinsville, I can't speak enough. Dash, is there anything I'm missing?
I don't think there really is anything that we're missing. Let's see. Just like and like you said, the promotion test. We're still we're currently working on whether that should be like set times or whether that should be just on based on what time works for the driver. But we have a promotion test after this tonight. We've just I believe it's just one. And personally, I'm looking forward to it. It's nice to see that guys want to move up based on where they saw that they were, and not complaining about it and just asking, taking everything that we've seen with immature drivers and things. But the biggest thing that I'm going to take away from our class system is everything that went into it. We have a lot of respect as admins for a lot of these drivers, and respect goes a long way, not just on the track but also off the track. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to seeing some certain guys move up. So I feel like a lot of these guys have potential. They have a lot of potential to go further in the league. Like some guys could possibly get up to that S class this next season here, of our WRL lineup. We have a ton of different series that you can run, and a lot of these guys vary throughout them. Some guys don't race NASCAR, and that's our big thing, right? But they race other series, and they're really good, and they're really respected in those. And they, maybe they do race NASCAR, but they're good. They're really, really good in other series. They're not super amazing in NASCAR, but we still highly value them, and they're super respected in those series and off the track. So just because the guy that races GTA is in the B class and the guy that races NASCAR, which is our biggest series, is in C or D class, doesn't mean that he's certainly better than you.
Mm-hmm.
In like NASCAR, right? But you haven't raced with him, so we can't really gauge that, and it could help those drivers that race NASCAR to go and try other series, and make their name well known throughout the entire league. And it also could help guys just show up, which is what we really want. We just want guys to show up. So,
Mm-hmm. And like as Dash was saying, like it's not meant to be to create any disrespect towards anybody. It is to try to place everybody so everyone can see where they're at in the spectrum of the whole league. And as Dash said, like I'm excited. You know, um, in the other thing like Dash was talking about was that just because someone's good at a different game doesn't mean they're good at all games. When we were creating this list, it was very hard for us to not focus just on NASCAR because that's where most of our drivers are. And we had to pull from different games. Like Dash, he doesn't race Triple S. He has no idea. Dash is hit or miss when it comes to F1, but Dash is also very knowledgeable when it comes to NASCAR and all the junior series because he pays attention to all of that. Grant, he's very knowledgeable in a lot of the series because he's there all the time. He knows what they do. Um, and then there's guys that and girls that have just um, proven without a shadow of a doubt that they belong. And there's guys in the S class. The S class is very hard to get into. Um, and there are quite a few that have got in there based off skill and how they are on and off the track, talking with the admins, relaying if they have an issue, and it's just, it's phenomenal. So, like I said, guys, don't take any offense to anything that happens or to anything with the licenses and where your ranking is. Um, please, please, please don't take offense to it. And take it as a chance for you to do really well and to highlight yourself in these promotion tests because the admins we're all going to be watching them. I know tonight when we have one at 9:05 tonight. It's the first one, and he saw that he was in D, I believe, is where he said where he was at. Yes, he was in D, and he said about it yesterday. We even talk about putting this out quite yet. I was hoping to wait maybe next week to put this out, but he said he wanted a promotion test, and so um, he's getting one tonight at 9:05. And if anybody looks at this and they want one, reach out like right now. We can get we can put a few more in that one tonight. Hopefully, if it's the classes mix. If not, we can do one right after and try to get you guys in and out. Maybe in the next few days they can do one. Um, it's not a big deal. Reach out to your team owners. Reach out to me. Reach out, any admin, pretty much, and we'll get you squared away. Um, but Grant, you got anything to add?
No, what y'all said, I think fits perfectly with everything, of how we stand with what's been going on and, where everyone is. Um, Everything's been solid so far. I don't have really any complaints about anything, especially with, what the drivers has done, not this last season, but even, gearing up for this next season coming up. So I just want to say good job to everyone. Let's keep it up, get rolling. And like Jade said, don't take offense to anything. This is just a way for us to kind of move forward and see where everyone's at in the league as a whole. So. And we have a team mama. Don't forget me.
Good old mama. It's good old mama Grant.
Don't forget I'm team mama. I just don't know what the heck I'm doing. We have to discuss that.
Yes, mama, we did. Yes, mama, we did. So with that being said, I guess we're gonna move into some free agent signings. Dash, you want to go first with your big announcements?
Sure, I'll go first. So to start off, um,
You want to start?
with restricted free agency. I mean, I re-signed Marty. Obviously, it's awesome to have him, and where he stands right now is perfect. He helps out a lot of the guys that I brought in. He helped them out throughout the season off the track, and it got us some good connections. Can't thank him enough for that. And also winning a championship for the team is extremely, especially NASCAR, which is what I focus on. Is I'm extremely grateful for him. But Grant and I formed an alliance with our two teams, Night Racing and D4C Racing, and um, that gives us that gives Toyota an opportunity to really expand and show what we can do. Honestly, um, really haven't had that the past however many seasons, and it's been nice this off season to kind of build something from the ground up. Um, Still looking for possibly a few more guys. Um, definitely looking for like the 52 truck to fill. That'll be nice for Grant's team and trucks. Maybe another truck for my team. But other than that, we're really set right now. I'm really happy with where we're D4C racing and night racing is at the moment.
Yeah, Dash, I want to, thank you again for letting me jump in with this opportunity as well. Chevrolet was fun to drive for. Literally getting a win on the last start with them in trucks. So it's going to be a fun switch over. Um, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, it got me out of muddy water with that win, that's for sure. Saved a controller life too.
That's definitely for sure. You're welcome, Marty.
Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I know Mr. Race wasn't very happy with that win, Grant. Um,
Yeah. Jardy, I'm sorry again. Please don't send the queen over here. I definitely don't live where I live.
I definitely don't live where I live.
um, hold on, I'm texting back one of the team owners right now. There he is. There's the baby face.
Yeah, it's good to eat dinner.
um,
Hi everybody.
um, yes. So like I said, I was texting one of the team owners. Texting a Nat 20 actually, one of my old Alliance teams. He decided that he's running Fords this year, and he took over the Stewart Haas Fords. Great for him. I'm happy for him. He was always
So am I.
he was he was always always and still is a great friend and a really great competitor. Happy for him. He's taking along C's and
Jay Fergie.
Jay Fergie. Yep, that's it. Those three have stuck together, and I'm waiting for Godzak to make his return. And the four amigos will continue on their 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 merry their
Lena.
merry oh dear God, merry band.
Yeah.
I was trying to talk there and I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
So I think I think he's thinking about taking over the two Fords in the Busch series as well. So, great thing for him. Moving over to Fords. Now all three manufacturers. Oh, there's Grant. All three manufacturers will be represented now. So I think that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
when I brought him in, he was really nice from the get go. Not just as a person, but also as a racer on the track. Super good dude. And him bringing C's and Jay Fergie along to his team, and also Godzak, which I really hope. First of all, congratulations to him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we haven't said that enough, and I hope he can make his return as soon as he can. We really miss him. Somebody that's super respected,
Mm-hmm.
deals with things off the track extremely well, and he races super clean, super fast, Mr. Podium. So
Mr. Podium.
um, I really look forward to racing with him. Haven't had the opportunity, as I haven't had the opportunity to race with Jay Fergie as well. I'm looking forward to that. Um, yeah, just those four guys are people that really don't get enough attention, but are super good week in and week out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still texting him ANAT right now.
Yes.
Um,
But I hope he can find a guy for the 98 and the 22. Um, those two cars in Xfinity. At least one of them, the 98, should be on track. That just won a championship. So
you're right. Um, sorry, I can't kick this cough.
good.
Um, yeah, no, he's right now he's making sure that the rules are, he's understanding what he can do, can't do with that. I think we're gonna see him a lot in the Busch series, getting some seat time,
Yeah,
to race in the Cup series because this Cup roster, man, oh, it's getting big. Um,
yeah, it's nice. It should be about like 2022,
mhm.
probably. Funny enough, the year that we're in, but yeah, 2022, something like that. I think right now we're sitting at 19. Um,
or something like that as we move forward, or 18 or something like that. But I think we'll get about 20 to 22 once we get to February. Um, but no, it's nice. Definitely need a few more guys in trucks.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And then our ability to bring in guys from all over the place um, is no slouch. So we'll get that done as well.
hmm I know when Nat was telling me he's gonna try to bring a few more guys in, so the entry roster is gonna be filling back up again.
Cool.
I think we said we're capping that at 20, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're capping that at 20. So, if you got friends that want to come race, the WRL this season, we are more prepared and ready to go than we were last season.
Yeah.
We're staying at that 4 series. We capped all the series entries at 20. Truck is at 26, Bush is at 28, and Cup is at 30. And that is all the cars that will be on the track, guaranteed every single week. So there won't be any more issues. There will be no more heats. Jade's done with heats. Not
No.
dealing with that mess no more.
Everybody's done with heat.
Yeah, everybody's done. I just want to say, Hazard, thank you so much. That is not a Tony Stewart flag. That is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Ricky Bobby, behind me. Okay, shake and bake, brother. Shake and bake. Um, so that's also there's a Bush Latte flag over yonder that way. That way I can't turn my thumb the right way. Kurt Busch, Ricky Bobby, and Dale Senior's back behind the TV.
Nice.
So, we also have the formation of BMR.
Yes.
Drake and Maggio coming aboard. They're coming aboard.
Very nice.
Drake, fresh off Driver of the Year award. Ran 110 out of 13 races he ran last season in Busch. The current record holder for most wins in a Busch season.
Crazy.
It's crazy, man. It is crazy. Then Maggio, fresh off a championship too.
Yep, those two guys are going to be hot going into the Cup season.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. I know myself. It's crazy. Goose went back to the reformed Hurlbutt Motorsports.
Yep.
I know Mike's looking to fill some more seats for his Cup team. He's got 3 open cars right now. Then we talked about a Nat. We talked about Dash. We talked about Grant. So,
Jade, I just want to point out that you called CMS Hazard.
did I really?
Yeah.
I did do that. My bad.
He feels attacked.
You can thank Kevin for pointing that out to me.
Hey, Kev, appreciate it, buddy. Got you, fam. So there's that.
He said he demands a raise for doing your job, Jade.
Demands a raise. He's getting paid for this? Shoot, I want to get paid. So, I guess we talked about everybody else. I guess it's my turn to talk about what's going on over here at Fatal and the money moves we've been making. So, we didn't sign anybody in restricted free agency. I waited to unrestricted free agency to sign everybody at one time. Call it a day. I still have to announce my reserves, which I will be doing that the next day or so. Which started off by I renewed my affiliation with Nitro Racing and KAI for the 2023 season. Oh, we got to talk about that too. Talk about what the plan is for that. Oh, here we go. I'm slacking, guys. You can tell it's off season time. I'm sitting here in my slippers and my heated blanket. We're on easy street. So that's how I started my free agency. Then we ended up the big pickups this season. I re-signed Keith Allen Ayers in the off season since I won Owners Championship last season for Cup. I got first pick of cars that I wanted from other teams that fell through the cracks. We ended up picking I also absorbed Wolfpack and Rogers Racing Engines race team. So, with that being said, I signed Ethan Bergloff and Jarrett Reese to Fatal. So the fatal rides will look. I will be in the 1, and then that's an ad. All right then. That's the first time I've ever had an ad come up in the middle of a Zoom meeting. All right then. That's a first. So, uh, I'll be in the 1 car. Cheese will be in the 9. Dreddy will be in the 39. Keith will be rocking the 48 this year.
New ride for him.
Yeah, new ride for Keith. He was in the 1 car last year, but he gave because I was in the 53 last season.
Yep.
Yep, and I gave it up. Gave that up, gave it back to Hurlbutt, and Mike's gonna run. Actually, I think Goose is running the 53 this year.
Yeah.
So we got numbers changing all across the board.
Hopefully, the 53 curse will leave you. Past
Yeah,
couple
right.
seasons when you had
Right?
that number, it was just bad. You had so much bad luck.
I still managed to win, so I can't complain about that. But it was just yeah. I don't even know what the ad was, Kev. I wasn't even paying that much attention. I just saw an ad pop up. I'm like, what the hell? Nitro signed Gar and Sammy Haskew, to his team, so that's 2 good drivers for him as well.
Gar's a
Don't
nice
forget
signing.
the other announcement with Gar too.
Oh yeah, Gar is also
yeah.
now the co-owner of Nitro Racing. So Gar's moving up in the world after his really good season in trucks last year.
Yep.
So big moves for him too. All right, next up. Do you want to talk about your Busch signings there, Dash?
Sure, I'll go ahead and talk. So we re-signed anybody 2024 or Heath. We re-signed him. He was great for us last year before the whole split happened. Um, and I also went ahead and signed Warpig back to the team. He's in the 19. And then I went ahead and signed Weir to the 54. And then I also signed Maggio as a reserve driver because he wanted to race in Xfinity still. So I signed him to my reserve, and he'll probably he will be piloting the 18 because that will be our reserve / hot seat opportunity car. Doesn't have any paint schemes, just a monster paint scheme. So yeah, but Grant, go ahead and tell the viewers what you did with our affiliation there too.
Yeah, I've gotta look at it again real quick.
Here, I have it up if you want me to talk about it for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
It looks like you signed Evan to the 5, and Tez is going to the. I think it's the 66, or is it the 99?
Mm-hmm.
66?
The 99.
99, okay, it's on the bottom line.
99.
Yep.
I can't tell because I have it on a smaller screen off to the right, so I have to drag it over. So yeah, I mean those are 2 very good signings. I was saying to Dash and Grant earlier, we were Nitro and I were talking about who we need to sign, and everyone we said they signed.
Yeah, everybody that you and Nitro tried to message got got taken by either me or Grant. So.
Well, you notice like all of our drivers between the 3 of us actually has been about some of the more dominant drivers in all the series that they've been in. Because we were looking at KJ as well, which ended up going to Fatal. A Gar, who's definitely one of Fatal's drivers.
Yep.
I think me and you were trying to look at him too. I gotta go for a second. Hang on.
You're good. Yeah, we looked at Conky and Mojo as well, which ended up being your drivers, Jade. Just trying to get guys that really dominant, trying to build something. And not that these guys were a second option. Definitely, we were going to get these guys. These drivers that we have right now, we believe can become those type of drivers if they aren't already. And that's what we see in them. And we also wanted to sign guys that are good people as well. They're not like just really fast, and they're a terrible person like off the track, and they can't deal with things and issues. And every single one of these guys knows how to deal with issues and resolve things within their own character. That's what we're looking for as well. Competent people on and off.
At the end of the day, Dash, I think it's a good time to say this, is that it's, for a lot of people, this is just a hobby. This is just something that people love to do. And sim racing itself is, we're a step below the pinnacle of it. iRacing is the pinnacle of sim racing. And a lot of this is just people that enjoy doing it, and they all have jobs during the day, and they come home, and they want to get on and have fun. And that's the culture we're trying to create, but we're trying to keep it as competitive as possible, because that's something that we strive for as admins and as a league as a whole. Season 3, I think, was probably the highlight. Was like the golden season of the WRL. Our cup and our bush, it was phenomenal. The competition on and off the track, the the talks, the practices that went up, everything that went up in that season 3 was beautiful. Season 4, we got a little shaky there.
Yeah.
We were definitely free falling for a hot second, but
Yeah, we got a little bit ahead of ourselves.
We did.
And it came back to bite us in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
But we're rebounding. That's what you do, is you rebound.
Poor Gar. And Keith, I have to announce Keith because he's blowing my phone up. He's upset that I haven't talked about KAI yet. Okay.
We're getting to it, brother.
We're getting there, So, Keith announced that William Moore will become the co-owner of KAI and Second Command. So, congrats to Will. We all know Will. We love Will. Will's phenomenal. So there is that. He also signed Casey Joe. Casey Joe and Dash, I think it's okay that we talk about it now that we got the situation figured out. But just so everyone else knows, so, and like, this isn't a stab at anybody. It is not. It is an example of what happened, in just so everyone understands the rules and how it works. So in free agency, Dash, I don't remember dates, but I know that early in December, Drake and Maggio reached out to Casey Joe about going to their team. And that's all cool and dandy. Dash and I do it. I talked to to Conky and Mojo in early November. So, and you keep, that's fine to do that, to work out where you want them to go, that you let them know you're watching them. That's what we want you to do. We want you to make, as a team owner, we want you to make these other drivers know that you're watching them, so when they try to go to a different series or they go to a different team, that they know, they feel appreciated. That makes them want to do better. And when you have a team like D4C, like Fatal, the two dominant teams in the league, it's it makes a driver feel really good to know that, hey, the league owner's team, they're watching you. D4C, one other admin, they're watching you. It makes them feel really good. So, back to the situation that happened. Casey Joe agreed to go to Maggio and Drake's team. Was it BRM, right?
BMR.
BMR, that's it. BMR.
You're good. You're good.
So he agreed to go there, which is all cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then I think it was Sunday night, he also said okay to Keith, which KAI is his team that he was on, as of right now, or as of this past season. So, with our rules, Keith announced on Tuesday that Casey Joe was returning to drive the 08 for KAI, which is exactly what Keith is supposed to do. And that's exactly, that was what happened from what Keith knew.
Right.
Keith did not know that he also said okay to BMR, which, it's okay. But what the ruling was that because he said okay to Keith, Casey Joe made himself a Busch driver this season by doing that. So Casey Joe will run for Busch points, but I said, barring our rules and barring the license system, which I believe Casey Joe's okay.
Yeah, I think he's in B.
He's B. So
I believe he's in B.
I think he's in B as well. So with that being said, Casey Joe can only be a reserve in Cup.
Right.
So granted, if they find a all-the-time driver for that seat or not, Casey Joe, can do that. The rule that we are instating now this year, which there's a few other ones we're going to talk about as we go on. The rule that we are instating now is that a driver must run their regular series race that week to hot seat in another one, or reserve in another one.
Yeah, it'd be unfair to the owner that they said yes to, and it got announced if they were not racing in the certain series, and then they were just hot seating or reserving. It'd be so unfair, and it wouldn't be right.
Yeah. So we as the admins felt that was a fair thing to do in the situation. I feel that both parties won in the end because Casey Joe can still run for constructor points for the BMR, and then he's still running for constructor points and driver points in Busch. So,
Yep.
And that rule goes for all series. Cup being our end-all be-all series, being the highest series in the league. That is the way to keep it fair, pretty much.
We have a little bit of time left.
We do. I do want to say feel bad for Gar. Gar's still on an alliance team. All I wanted was to be on be on Fatal itself. I feel for him. Gar, if things still don't work out, we can still trade you around a little bit between the teams. Don't worry, bud. There's still a little question marks around one of our drivers, so don't worry, buddy. Things can still change. They can change up until the first race, and that's it. If it's an alliance team, if it's a flagship team to an alliance team, it can change a little bit, change some things around to help out a team or not. But it cannot go to like Fatal to D for C unless it's for a disciplinary reason. I wanted to talk about what the season looks like, what the plan is. We don't have a schedule out quite yet. That's going to be announced probably next week. What our schedule is going to look like. I know that we are starting back. February 6th will be the first entry series race. Then February 7th at 7 will be the first truck race. Then February 7th at 8:30 will be the first Busch race. Then the Rogers Racing Engines Cup Series will be coming back February 8th at 8:30 for our first race for the Daytona 500.
And all those times are Eastern, people.
Eastern. Yes.
You can show up an hour early if you're Central, or show up 2-3 hours early if you're Western, and that's fine. But you just have to wait 2 hours or an hour. So.
Yeah. So Kevin wants me to make the big announcement about Wreckfest 2. Wants me to touch on it. I'm going to touch on it because it was pretty funny when it was thought of the other night. So, in Wreckfest, since Grant's leaving us and going to the Blues Brothers, Nacho Fatal is reforming once again. We are going to be Stanley's Fatal Nachos. The team's going to be owned by Kevin Stanley Jr., myself, and Christian Soberg. So, Stanley's Fatal Nachos. Wreckfest is going to be great. Yeah. So the next current season of NASCAR, probably one of the big highlight things this year. Instead of running 2 seasons in a calendar year, we're gonna run one little bit longer, and then all of our one-off stuff we're gonna do in the end of the year to kind of, so we're not running 7 nights a week. It's just tough.
Not happening.
I think we're still gonna end up running 7 nights a week because World Outlaws, it's gonna be on the opposite Sunday of GT.
Okay.
Whenever Uh,
We should be running what? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, F1 Thursday.
F1's almost done though.
Right,
It's
right.
almost done.
F1's Thursday, so we'll be running that, and then Sunday, right? Or is Wreckfest going to be going on as well?
Wreckfest will be going on as well, and I think GTA is
Okay.
going to be starting up in the next few months.
Okay, so I mean, it'll be either 7 or 6, one of the two,
Mm-hmm. So,
for sure.
but yeah, it's and then once NASCAR dies down, we're gonna run hopefully February to August, September, somewhere in that time frame, and then that way we have the rest of the year off. And if they give us a new game, then it's gonna give everyone time to learn the new game before we kick back off again in February.
Whoop-de-doo.
Pretty much. Um. So, uh, with that being said,
Jay doesn't have any truck drivers because he didn't announce any. So, Dash, I got somebody on the phone.
All right.
Jade announced truck
Yeah.
drivers.
He
Jade
announced them first.
He announced a couple, I think.
Oh yeah, I
He
announced my
announced like
3.
You didn't announce no Kevin.
Yeah, I did.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
announced.
Yeah, he was announced.
Kevin's over here. He didn't announce me. I'm looking my station.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah, he did, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, he means in here.
Oh.
Oh, we didn't even talk about it yet. Dear God. Well, like we have the promotion test. Like we only talked about truck or Cup and Bush. All right, since Kevin won't leave me be. Okay.
Here we go, Kevin. Just for you. He's going to do it just for you.
All right. The Custom 39 is our reserve truck for right now. Between Jardy and I, we're going to be getting some split seat time. I think Will's going to hop in there a little bit, maybe, depending on what happens over at KAI and their signings. So the 40 truck will be Kevin Stanley Jr. The 44 will be Trevor Tessman. And Anthony Camerata is making his return to full-time NASCAR action here in the WRL. He'll be running my 45 from last year.
Very
So,
good. Very good.
that's a pretty stout team. I think picked up 2 more entry series drivers coming out. Kevin can cool his brakes now. Finally, leave me alone a little bit. Dash, you want to talk about yours before we get off here?
Sure. So in trucks, I signed Dolan, D. Trent. Might have saw him in the entry series. Signed him to the number 16, and then I went ahead and signed Clayton, who was with me in Xfinity, but went down to entry um, at at the split last season, and I signed him back to the 4 for this season. And then we don't have anybody for night racing at the moment, but we're working on it. So we got a lot of time left, and we'll get somebody in the 52, maybe even the 68, if we can get that far. But we're just looking forward to it. Needed just about one more guy, probably be my guess for trucks, and then I think we're set for my team. But working on both fronts for sure.
Gar, I'm sorry you're upset. Okay, you wanted a cup ride. I gave you a cup ride. I'm sorry. Like I said, we have till February. There's one driver with some question marks around if he's gonna be here or not. So, you could end up on Fatal. It's all good in the hood. And he doesn't even care. So if it's that big of a deal, I can slide you over and flip him back over to Nitro, and we'll call it a day.
Or just come over here to D4C and night, because obviously Jay don't care enough.
Yeah, I'll see how it is.
All right. Well,
Well, that's about it. We are gonna go do the first promotion test. If anybody wants to get in, we are going D or C. What is it? D to C.
yep. D to C.
D to C. So, any last minute ones, message Dash, Grant, or I. We will be there doing this test. So, if you want to in, we're gonna start in the next 5 minutes. So, get there or be square. It's your choice.
Thanks.
Um, So,
And Jade, have fun playing Poppy in the Madden League.
dude, don't remind me. We're not even talking about Madden right now, man. He doesn't need to be there. Let me have this, okay? I paid CeeDee Lamb too much money to stay in Pittsburgh. All right. Paid him
Do you want
too.
me to just add Dolan to the friend chat, or do you want me to make another chat?
We'll have Grant make a promotion chat, and then
Okay.
it'll be the admins, and then we'll add in who's getting promoted, then we'll take out when they're done.
Cool.
So, yeah, let us know quick if you want to do this promotion test or not. We're going D2C. It'll be in Bush cars, correct? That's what we're going for here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, if you want to reserve in Bush, this is your time to do it.
Send a message to me in Discord. You know who I am, Sir Grant.
Unfortunately. Anyway, with that being said, everybody, thanks for coming out watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. Appreciate the admins. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and all that hoopla. I don't want to be offensive. I don't know what everybody celebrates in here, but
Hoopla.
hoopla, pretty much. That's all we got.
Well, Jade, you know Christmas is already over. Now it's just New Year.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to hear any of this New Year, new me stuff because I have to find the video. I'll post it in Discord, but I gotta find that video and I'll post it there for how I feel about it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Have a great night, everybody. And as Hazard says, I keep it worldwide, everybody.
Sir.
Bye.